My wife, Emily, 28, and I, 32, have been together for 6 years, married for 3, no kids yet. We live in a quiet suburb outside Columbus, Ohio. White fence, 2 cars, golden retriever named Moose. On paper, we're boring happy. Or at least that's what I thought until yesterday afternoon when my entire sense of reality cracked open like cheap glass. Emily and I met at work years ago. She was the bright, funny new hire who brought homemade muffins on Mondays and remembered everyone's coffee order. I fell fast. She always said she loved how steady I was. I'm the planner, the fixer. She's the spark. We've had normal couple stuff. Arguments about money, chores, her mom being too involved, but nothing that screamed red flag. No screaming matches, no threats of divorce. Sex life slowed down a bit over the last year, but everyone says that happens. She said she was stressed. I believed her. Yesterday, Emily asked me to grab her gym bag from her car because she was running late for a Zoom meeting. It was one of those cold, gray January afternoons where the sky feels heavy and the air smells like snow. I remember because my fingers were numb as I unlocked her car and popped the trunk. The gym bag wasn't there. I checked the back seat. Nothing. As I leaned forward, something slid out from under the passenger seat and hit the floor with a soft thud. It wasn't heavy. It made that hollow plastic sound electronics make when they land just wrong. It was an iPad. We own an iPad at home. It lives on the kitchen counter. This one had a black case I didn't recognize, scratched at the corners like it had been handled a lot. My first thought was genuinely innocent. Did she borrow this from someone? My second thought was confusion. My third thought, this hot, sick feeling in my gut, was why is it hidden under her seat? I told myself not to snoop. I actually stood there for a full minute, engine ticking quietly, my breath fogging the windshield, arguing with myself. If you don't trust your wife, that's on you. But the thing is, trust isn't supposed to feel like forcing yourself to walk away from a locked door. I brought the iPad inside. Emily was already on her call, office door closed. I set the gym bag by the stairs and sat at the kitchen table, the iPad in front of me like a bomb. It wasn't locked, no passcode. The screen lit up immediately. It opened to messages, not iMessage, Facebook Messenger. The top thread was pinned, a man's name I didn't recognize, Jake Blackheart. Pinned. My hands started shaking so badly I had to put the iPad flat on the table to scroll. I remember thinking, this is the moment. After this, you can't unknow. The kitchen clock was ticking loud enough to hurt my ears. The last message was from Emily, time-stamped that morning. Emily, last night was incredible. I still smell you on me. I actually laughed, a short, broken sound that didn't feel like it came from me. I scrolled up. Jake, I wish I could have stayed longer. Watching you sleep almost killed me. Emily, next time we won't rush. He has that work trip in 2 weeks. He. Me. My vision tunneled. I felt hot and cold at the same time. I stood up too fast and had to grab the counter because the room tilted. I don't remember sitting back down, but suddenly I was in the chair again, elbows on the table, forehead pressed into my palms. I kept scrolling. Weeks, months, pictures. Not explicit porn-level stuff, but intimate. Her laughing in our bathroom mirror, wearing my t-shirt. A picture of Moose curled up on the couch with the caption, "Our future stepdog." A selfie of Jake in what looked like a hotel room, shirtless, muscles flexed. Her response, a heart emoji, and God, you're perfect. There were voice messages. I didn't listen. I couldn't. Seeing the waveform alone felt like being punched. At one point, Emily had written, "Sometimes I feel bad lying to him." Jake replied, "You deserve happiness. He doesn't really see you like I do." She responded, "I know. I feel invisible at home." Invisible. I thought about the night before, how I'd cooked pasta while she scrolled on her phone, how she'd kissed my cheek distractedly and said she was tired, how she'd gone to bed early, apparently not to sleep. I heard her office door open, her footsteps down the hall, the sound of her mug being set in the sink. "Hey, babe," she called casually. "Did you find my bag?" I stared at the iPad. My reflection in the black glass looked pale, older. My mouth opened, but nothing came out. When I finally stood up, my legs felt like they belonged to someone else. I walked into the living room and held the iPad out in front of me with both hands. She saw it. I watched her face change in real time. The color drained. Her smile froze, then collapsed. Her eyes flicked to the hallway like she was calculating exits. "Why do you have that?" she asked. Her voice was calm, too calm, like she was already building a story. "I found it under your car seat," I said. My voice sounded wrong to my own ears, thin and far away. "Who is Jake?" She swallowed. I could see her throat move. "It's not what you think," she said immediately. Red flag number 1. Every Reddit post starts like this. I actually thought that, absurdly, as my heart slammed against my ribs. "Then tell me what it is," I said, "because I read it, all of it." She stared at me for a long second. The house was silent except for the hum of the fridge. Outside, a car passed, tires hissing on wet pavement. Normal life continuing like my world just imploded. "I didn't mean for you to find out this way," she said finally. That's where I am right now, sitting on the edge of something I can't see the bottom of yet. I don't know how to process this. I don't know if I confront more, if I pack a bag, if I scream. I feel numb and furious and stupid all at once. I haven't told anyone. Not my parents, not her parents, not our friends. I'm here because I don't know what the hell to do next. If you've been through something like this, please tell me how you survived the first night, because I don't know how I'm supposed to sleep in the same house as her right now.
First of all, thank you to everyone who commented and DM'd me. I didn't reply to most of you because I honestly didn't have the emotional bandwidth, but I read everything at 3 a.m. while sitting on the cold bathroom floor, back against the tub, trying not to throw up. A lot of you told me not to confront her right away. I hear you. I wish I'd had the strength to walk away and plan. I didn't. I needed answers like I needed air. When I left off, Emily had just said, "I didn't mean for you to find out like this." I remember gripping the edge of the iPad so hard my knuckles went white. "Find out what like this?" I asked. "You still haven't answered my question. Who is Jake?" She sighed and rubbed her temples like I was the problem. That alone made something in me snap. "He's just someone I met," she said. "It's complicated." I actually laughed, a sharp, humorless sound. "No," I said, "it's not. You don't accidentally pin someone in Messenger. You don't accidentally plan around my work trips, so start talking, now." She sat down on the arm of the couch instead of next to me. That distance felt intentional, defensive. She folded her arms across her chest. "Okay," she said quietly. "Yes, I've been talking to him." "Talking?" I repeated. "You mean sleeping with him?" Her eyes flashed. "I didn't say that." I turned the iPad toward her and scrolled to one of the messages I'd memorized. "Emily, last night was incredible. I still smell you on me." I watched her face crumple. "Yes," she whispered. That word felt like a gunshot. "How long?" I asked. She hesitated. That pause told me everything before she even answered. "Since October," she said. October. 3 months. Thanksgiving, Christmas, my birthday. My chest felt tight like there was a band cinched around my ribs. "So every time you hugged my mom at Thanksgiving, every time you sat next to me on the couch watching Christmas movies, you were actively sleeping with someone else." She started crying then, big, messy sobs, mascara streaking down her cheeks. "It wasn't supposed to happen," she said. "I didn't plan it. He just made me feel seen." There it was, The script. Reddit had prepared me for this line, and somehow it still hurt like hell. "Seen," I snapped. "I see you every day. I cook with you. I ask about your job. I rub your back when you're stressed. What the hell does that even mean?" She shook her head. "You're always tired. You're always working. With him, I feel exciting again. Wanted." "So instead of talking to your husband," I said, my voice shaking now, "you decided to fuck a guy behind my back." She flinched at the word. "Don't make it sound so ugly." She stood up so fast the chair scraped loudly across the floor. "Ugly?" I shouted. "You brought another man into our marriage, into our house, into our bed. That's not ugly enough for you?" "She never brought him here," she cried. "You sent him pictures from our bathroom," I yelled back. "You talked about our dog like he was already replacing me." She went very still. That was just talk, fantasy. Was I a fantasy too, or just a convenience? She looked away. That was worse than any insult. I asked to see her phone. She refused at first. "I already showed you everything," she said. "I showed you what I accidentally found. Hand it over, or we're done talking." After a long, tense silence, she unlocked it and handed it to me like it weighed 1,000 pounds. There were more messages, deleted threads, Instagram DMs, plans, hotel receipts. One message from Jake that made my stomach turn. "When are you going to tell him? I hate sneaking around." Her reply, "Soon. I just need to figure out how." Soon. I handed the phone back and felt something inside me go very cold and very clear. "I'm sleeping in the guest room tonight. Tomorrow, I'm calling a lawyer." Her head snapped up. "A lawyer? You're overreacting." Overreacting. I looked at her, really looked at her, and for the first time since I met her, I didn't recognize the woman in front of me. "No," I said, "I'm finally reacting appropriately." She begged after that, promised to cut him off, swore it was over, swore she'd do therapy, cried harder when I didn't comfort her. I locked the guest room door last night. I barely slept. Every sound in the house felt loud and wrong. I don't know what comes next, but I know this. Whatever marriage I thought I had is already gone.
Time passed since last update. 3 weeks. I wish I could say the last 3 weeks brought clarity. They didn't. They brought chaos. After my last update, I did exactly what I said I would. I called a lawyer the next morning. Sitting in that office felt surreal. Framed diplomas on beige walls, a fake plant in the corner, a woman calmly explaining asset division while my marriage was actively decomposing. The lawyer told me to document everything, screenshots, dates, times. She used the word infidelity like it was a line item on a spreadsheet. Emily knew I'd called a lawyer before I even told her. She'd gone through my phone while I was showering. That sparked fight number 1. "You're really doing this?" she demanded, standing in the doorway of the bathroom, arms crossed, eyes red but dry. "You're just throwing us away?" I wrapped a towel around my waist, heart pounding. "You threw us away when you slept with him." "It was a mistake," she snapped. "One I'm trying to fix." 3 months is not a mistake, it's a pattern. She accused me of being cold, of punishing her, of emotionally abandoning her first. Gaslighting straight out of the Reddit playbook. I started recording conversations after that. She swore she'd gone NC with Jake, swore she blocked him everywhere. I didn't believe her, but I didn't have proof until last Friday. I came home early from work because I felt sick, like bone-deep wrong. The house was quiet, too quiet. Emily's car was in the driveway. I heard voices upstairs, a man's voice. I walked up the stairs slowly, each step like it might shatter. Our bedroom door was open. Jake was standing there, in my house. He was taller than I imagined, athletic, wearing boots he'd clearly tracked snow onto our rug. Emily was next to him, pale as a ghost. "Oh my God," she whispered. "This isn't... "What the fuck is he doing here?" I said. Jake actually had the audacity to step forward. "Look, man, I didn't want it to be like this." I laughed. I couldn't help it. "You didn't want to be caught sleeping with my wife in my house?" Emily grabbed his arm. "Jake, stop." That's when something in me snapped clean in half. "Get out," I said. "Now." Emily shook her head. "Please, just let us explain." "Us?" I repeated. "You mean you and your boyfriend?" Jake bristled. "She told me you were basically separated." I turned to Emily. "You told him we were separated?" She burst into tears. "I didn't know what else to say." That was it. I pulled out my phone and dialed 911. My hands were shaking so badly I almost dropped it. Emily screamed, "Don't do that!" "Get out of my house," I said into the phone. Jake swore under his breath and finally backed away, hands raised like I was the unreasonable one. "This is insane," he muttered. The police arrived within minutes. 2 officers, calm, professional, asking questions while my entire life lay in ruins around us. "Yes, officer," I said. "That man is trespassing. I want him removed." Emily tried to intervene. "This is a misunderstanding." One officer held up a hand. "Ma'am, please step back." Watching a cop stand between me and my wife was one of the strangest moments of my life. Jake was escorted out. As he passed me, he looked angry, not ashamed. That scared me more than anything. After they left, Emily collapsed onto the floor, sobbing. "You called the police on me," she cried. "No," I said quietly. "I called the police on him. You just happened to be standing on the wrong side." That night, I packed a bag for her. "I want you out by tomorrow. Go to your sister's. I don't care where." She looked at me like I'd slapped her. "You can't just kick me out." "Watch me." The next day, my lawyer filed for divorce. Emily moved out screaming that I was heartless. Her mom called me a narcissist. Mutual friends started picking sides. Jake texted me from a random number, calling me controlling and abusive. I forwarded everything to my lawyer and blocked him. I changed the locks. I sleep with the lights on now. I don't know how this ends, but I know the explosion phase is over.
It's strange what time does to pain. It doesn't erase it. It files down the edges until you can touch the memory without bleeding. The divorce was finalized 6 months ago. No dramatic courtroom showdown like people imagine, just a quiet conference room, a mediator, stacks of paperwork, and 2 people sitting on opposite sides of a long table like strangers who happened to share a past life. Emily looked smaller that day, tired. She kept twisting her wedding ring even though she wasn't wearing it anymore, like the muscle memory hadn't caught up yet. At one point, the mediator asked if there were any last disputes. Emily cleared her throat. "I just want to say something." I tensed automatically. She turned toward me. Her voice shook. "I know I hurt you. I know I destroyed our marriage. I hope one day you can forgive me." I stared at the table, the fake wood grain, the faint coffee stain near my elbow. "I don't hate you," I said finally, "but forgiveness isn't something you get to ask for on a schedule." She nodded, tears spilling silently. We signed. That was it. 3 years of marriage reduced to ink and initials. She's still with Jake. I found out accidentally through a mutual friend who probably shouldn't have told me. They moved in together fast, too fast. Everyone says that never ends well. I don't care enough to track it. What I didn't expect was the last confrontation. 3 months ago, Emily showed up at my door unannounced. It was raining, one of those steady, soaking Midwest rains that turns the world gray and heavy. I opened the door and froze. She looked different. Thinner, no makeup, eyes red-rimmed like she'd been crying for hours. "I just need 5 minutes," she said. "Please." Every instinct screamed no, but I stepped aside. She stood in the living room like she didn't know where to put herself. "I left him," she said immediately. I said nothing. "He cheated," she continued, voice cracking. "I found messages. I guess that's karma, right?" I leaned against the wall, arms crossed. "Why are you here, Emily?" She took a shaky breath. "Because now I understand how you must have felt, and I hate myself for it." There it was, the full circle moment people talk about. "I don't need your self-hatred. I needed honesty a year ago." She looked up at me, eyes desperate. "Do you ever think about us?" I was honest. "I think about who I thought you were." She broke down then, full sobs. I didn't touch her. "I ruined everything," she cried. "You were the best thing that ever happened to me." I waited until she quieted, until the silence felt solid. "Emily," I said gently, "you didn't ruin everything. You ruined us, and I rebuilt." She left shortly after. We haven't spoken since. I went NC. As for me, I'm okay. Better than okay some days. I stayed in the house. I repainted the bedroom. I got rid of the couch she loved. Moose is still my shadow. I did therapy, a lot of it. I learned the difference between stability and complacency, between love and comfort. I learned that being steady doesn't mean being invisible. I'm dating again, slowly, carefully. I don't ignore red flags anymore. I don't explain them away. If you're reading this and you're in that first night shock, staring at the ceiling, wondering how your life detonated so quietly, this won't destroy you. It will change you. And that's not the same thing. I didn't deserve what happened to me, and neither do you.